All right, Honors Geometry. This is a video for Monday, and this is the day 2 packet in section number 3. All right, and I'm not going to do the warm-up for sake of time, at least for this video. So right away, the learning question: how do we find the area of a circle? Okay, how do you find the area of a circle? So notice the area of a circle is the number of square units inside the circle. So like this circle here has 8 pieces that make up that whole circle. So if you find the area of the whole circle, you know, each of these pieces has like their own area, but the area of that whole thing. So notice, watch what we do. We take each of those 8 pieces and we cut them all up, you know, and here are the 8 pieces. So now these 8 pieces kind of look like a parallelogram, all right? Kind of slanted to the right. And so the area of a circle is kind of equal to the area of a parallelogram. And the formula for area of a parallelogram is base times height. All right, so BH, or base times height, okay? So, got a shadow there. So using the picture above, the base would be equal to, so in essence, 2 pi r is the circumference, right? But we're not, the base is not the whole 8 pieces, it's only 4 of the pieces. So technically, the base would be equal to 2 pi r over top of 2, all right? Since we're not, you know, this is only 4 pieces across, all right? So then the height would be equal to the radius. All right, there's the height of this parallelogram right there, the radius. All right, so here's what's kind of cool. Ultimately, if we're finding the area of a circle, it's going to be, right, if I were to then cross that off, we have pi times r for the base, and then the height would be another r. So that is pi r squared, okay? So what we want to do is we want to go about applying simply the formula pi r squared to finding the area, all right? So find the area of a circle in terms of pi, then find the area of a circle rounded to the nearest hundredth, all right? So the area of this is going to be equal to pi times the radius 10 squared, all right? So in terms of pi, if I take my calculator and I punch in pi, and I don't even have to put times, I can just go pi 10 and then hit the squared. So pi 10 squared, that is 314. But it wants us to have pi as part of our answer. So don't hit the pi button, just go 10 squared, that's 100, and then put the pi after it. So this here is 100 pi. All right, now they want it to, what is it though, rounded to hundredths. So now I'm gonna go 100 and the pi button, and I hit enter, 314.16. 300, notice I'm using the wavy equal sign, meaning I'm rounding off. 314.16. And that was in terms of inches, so inches squared. Okay? All right, let's go to number 2. That diameter is 22.4. So if I cut that in half, I'm at 11.2. Okay? So once again, pi times 11.2 squared. But first, don't hit the pi button. Okay? Just go 11.2 squared. 11.2, square it. Nope. 11.2 squared, hit enter. 125.44. All right? 125.44 pi. Now let's actually go pi times 11.2 squared. Pi times 11.2 squared gives us 394.08. 394.08. And that was kilometers. So that's going to be kilometers squared. All right. All right, so that is page 1 of our notes. Second page. So we're going to take what we just learned about area and we're going to apply it to area of a sector. Okay? Finding the area of a portion of the circle. All right? So sector area is the area of a fractional part. For example, find the area of the shaded part of the circle. Well, that part of the circle there is half of the circle. Okay? So to find that shaded area, if the radius here then is going to be 6. All right, so the radius equals 6. So what is the area of the entire circle? Pi times 6 squared. So that would be 36 pi. Okay, 36 pi. Now if I round that, punch that out, 36, hit the pi button, and that is 113.10. Okay, 113.10. meters squared. Okay? What piece of the circle is the shaded part? It's half. It's 180 degrees. Okay, so it's 180 degrees out of the whole circle, which is 360 degrees. And 180 out of 360 is the same as saying half of the circle. So whether or not you use the degree measure over 360, or in this case you could go 1/2 for half of the circle. So the area of the shaded portion is, instead of 36 pi, half of that would be 18 pi. And so punching out 18 pi, 18, hit the pi button, hit enter, 56.55. All right. Meters squared, since we're talking area. So, the area of a circle is equal to the central angle, whatever that degree measure is, over 360 times pi r squared. Now, I like it written. This is a great way, but I'm going to show you, I'm going to write it in the way that is on the formula sheet. All right, so here it is. Off to the side right here, area of a sector is equal to pi r squared theta stands for the degree measure over 360. Okay? That's how you find the sector area. Pi r squared degree measure over 360. Okay? So you want to get in the habit of using that formula. So let's do 1, 2, and 3 here. Find the area of the sector in terms of pi and also as a decimal rounded to the nearest hundredth. All right? So on number 1, notice this is the area that they want us to find apparently. It's hard to see, but I think this is the shaded region. Okay? So that's going to be pi, the radius is 12, times 12 squared times 210 all over 360. Now, the first time I punch it in, I'm not going to hit the pi button. Just like on Thursday and Friday sometimes when they wanted it to be exact with pi as part of my answer, we don't hit the pi button. All right, so I'm going to go 12 squared times 210 divided by 360. 12 squared times 210, all of that's divided by 360. I hit enter, and I get 84. Now remember, I did not hit the pi button, so pi is after that 84. So 84 pi. Okay? 84 pi. So now, what is 84 pi? So 84, hit the pi button. 84 pi is 263.89. 263.89. And that's in terms of inches squared. All right? Find the sector area of MN. The sector area of arc MN. So in other words, they want us to find, I'll change colors on this one. They want us to find the area of this portion. All right? So, pi, what's r? 12 squared times, not 270, this will be 90. 90 all over 360. 90 over 360 is 1/4 of the circle, right? All right, so this time don't hit the pi button. They want it exact. So that means I'm going to go 12 squared times 90 divided by 360. All right, and when I hit enter, 36. And put pi after that. So 36 pi is that value. Obviously, we're still in inches, so inches squared. Now, what's 36 pi rounded to hundredths? 36, hit the pi button, hit enter. 113.097, so rounded to hundredths, would be 113.10. 113.10 inches squared. Okay? All right, on number 3. The radius is equal to 6, and the shaded portions, there's 3 out of how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 pieces. 6 inches. So this would be like a 12-inch pizza from Domino's, Pizza Hut, Marco's, wherever. Because usually when it's a 12-inch pizza, that's the diameter. So this has a 6-inch radius. We've got 3 shaded pieces. All right, so here's how this is going to work. First off, I've got pi times 6 squared times instead of I don't have a degree measure, I've got 3 pieces divided by 8. Okay? 3 pieces divided by 10. There's 10 pieces there. All right? So don't hit the pi button first. So 6 squared, all right, times 3 divided by 10. Enter. I got 10.8. So 10.8 pi. All right, 10.8 pi. All right, so this time I'm going to punch this whole thing out. So pi times 6 squared times 3 divided by 10. And I hit enter. 33.93 if I'm rounding to hundredths. 33.93. Okay? So that's what that approximates to. 33.93. Doesn't give us a unit, so we'll just say units squared. All right? And that's how you do these. All right, so now they give us some unique ones to work out. Find the area of certain parts of circles. So here, I'm trying to, all right, so just this shaded portion. So I guess what I need to find is the whole, I need to find the area of the whole sector, but then I take away this right triangle. I'm assuming, let's say that if this were a 90-degree angle, and that's what it kind of looks like. So I would find the area of the whole sector, and then I would take away the right triangle. All right? And it just says develop these formulas in words. All right? So area of the sector minus the area of the right triangle. And that's how you would find the area of just this shaded portion here. Okay? Just that shaded portion is first find the area of the whole sector there, minus take away the right triangle and you're left with the shaded portion. Okay? Next, what about this middle one? We've got to find just the area of this shaded portion here. Just like this ring. All right? So, if we find the area of the whole big circle, which has a radius of capital R, okay? So that would be like saying pi r, capital R squared, okay? That's the whole circle. But then I want to take away the whole inner circle, the white circle inside, and that will leave me with just the purple shaded portion. So then I subtract, the white circle has a small r for its radius, so that's pi small r squared. Okay? So area of the big circle minus area of the smaller circle. Minus area of small circle. Okay? All right. The third one. How do we find that just the shaded portion just these little parts here that are shaded in gray that I'm kind of coloring in purple, how do we find those sections? Just the area of that stuff, okay? Well, find the area of the whole circle, okay? Now, if this is a right triangle, then x squared plus x squared equals, a squared plus b squared equals this squared, right? So we would have to find the radius length, whatever that would be, and we would find the area of the big circle minus the area of the square. So area of the whole circle minus area of the square. All right? And that is how we would find the area of just that shaded in portion. So hopefully that helps. When you have to find area of shaded portions like that, you're going to probably be subtracting some things from a whole part of something. All right, so at the bottom of this, they want us to actually find the area. Okay, so here, find the area of the shaded region. So first off, we're going to find the area of the whole sector. The whole sector. Okay, so our radius is 20. So pi times 20 squared, we're 90 degrees, times 90 degrees divided by 360. That's going to be the area of that sector. All right? And then we're going to subtract from that the area of the right triangle, which will be half of 20 squared. All right, 20, in other words, if it was a full square, right, a side squared, so 20 times 20, but we're going to cut it in half. So instead of 20 times 20 for a square, we're only doing half of a square. All right? Squared, and we're doing half of that. Okay, so find the area. Here we go. I'm just gonna talk it out. So pi times 20 squared times 90 divided by 360. What does that equal? That equals 314.1592654. Okay. Now I'm going to keep that right there, and I'm going to subtract from that, subtracting 20 squared divided by 2. 20 squared divided by 2. Notice I put that like in a parenthesis. So I took that answer that I had first, minus the 20 squared divided by 2. And what do I get? 114.16. 114.16. All right, units squared. Now, if you wanted it to be like exact, the whole sector, pi times 20 squared times 90 divided by 360, this portion right here is 100 pi. If I don't hit the pi button, that's 400 times 1/4, right? 90 over 360 is 1/4. So that reduces down to 100 pi. And the right triangle is 1/2 times 20 times 20. And 1/2 times 20 times 20 is 200. So 100 pi minus 200 is exact. And let's see if what 100 pi minus 200. So 100, hit the pi button, minus 200. See if that comes out to be what we got, 114.16. Sure enough. Okay? The next one. Find the area of the whole big circle minus the area of the white circle. All right? Area of the big circle minus area of the white circle. So the big circle, if this is 10 inches right here and the ring is 4 more inches, then that means that what we have here is a radius of 14 inches. So we would have pi times 14 squared right? That's the whole circle. Pi r squared. So that's, let's see, what's 14 squared? I should have that memorized. It's 196, I think. Yeah, 196. So 196 pi is the big circle. We're going to take away from that the smaller white circle. Well, what's that? Pi times 10 squared. Well, I know that's 100 pi. So 196 pi is the whole big circle, minus 100 pi is this smaller white circle. Well, what does that give us? Exactly, that gives us 96 pi. All right? Well, what's 96 pi? Rounded to hundredths, let's say. 96 pi is 301.59. All right, so 301.59. And that's inches squared. So that's exact. This is rounded off. Okay? Yay! And then just here, right before the homework, if we summarize the circumference of a circle, well, that's 2 pi r. We learned that on Thursday and Friday. Or you can have pi diameter. Okay? So arc length is taking 2 pi r theta over 360. 2 pi r. Theta stands for the degree measure over 360. Okay, that's arc length. Area of a circle is, let me change colors, pi r squared for the whole circle. For just the area of a sector, all right, a piece of a circle, right? The area is, take that pi r squared, degree measure, which is theta, over 360. Okay? Those are the formulas that you need to have. And so at the very end here, Sarah ordered a 10-inch pizza from Domino's. That means that's the diameter. All right? So that means the radius would be 5. The pizza had 8 evenly sliced pieces. To find the length of the crust around the pizza, Sarah would have to use the circumference formula. She's finding the whole length around the whole pizza. To find the exact size or area of one slice of pizza, Sarah would have to use the sector area formula for one piece. Okay? Find the exact size of one piece of pizza. All right? The exact size of one piece. So, If it's a 10-inch pizza, that means the radius is 5. All right? So the area, exact size of one piece. Pi times 5 squared times 8 evenly slices. So we're finding one slice out of 8. All right? So now do not hit the pi button. Do not hit the pi button because it said exact. So I'm going to go 5 squared times 1 divided by 8. 5 squared times 1, which you really don't need to do, divided by 8 is 3.125 pi. All right? 3.12 pi. 125, I'm sorry, 3.125 pi inches squared. Now I'm going to round that to tenths. 3.125 pi. Enter. 9.8 inches squared. 9.8 inches squared. All right? That is today's lesson. There is a ticket out the door for Thursday and Friday's info. All right? Thursday and Friday's info, ticket out the door. Is 7 questions, I think there are. 10 points is the total for that. You have 2 attempts. It'll take the highest amount, but it's strictly over circumference and arc length of various shapes. All right? So work on this homework and for sure do the ticket out the door. Peace out. Miss you guys that are at home. Hey, let's get through this week and then we get a week off. See ya.